Today's episode of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown is brought to you by Jennifer C. at HomeLifeCultureLink.com, Nino Simeka at MortgageGodfather.ca, and Jewelry Forever at JewelryForever.ca. Enjoy the show.
Broadcasting live from Glenmore Record Studios in Toronto, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown, your Sunday morning talk show with interesting guests, live musical performances, and the most fun you can fit in your coffee cup. Hosted by Scott Dion Brown and Regine Alaina, this is The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown.
Yeah. I wanted to start with a song or something, but I couldn't think of what to do, so I just did that. Hello. Hi, all of you. Welcome to this week's episode of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown. We are not live.
We're not?
We are not live.
Why? No, I'm just kidding.
Because I am...
Where are you, Scott?
At this moment, I'm out of the country. I'm far, far away, but hopefully...
Hopefully wearing sunscreen on your nose.
Oh, yeah, well, that's hopefully. Unlikely, but hopefully. I'll come back like a big lobster. But
Wouldn't be the first.
But I was hoping that I'm in the live chat. I might be in the live chat saying hello. Hello, myself.
Whoa. So creepy.
And then if I'm live, then I responded.
Yeah.
And if I'm not, I don't know what I'm doing.
I'll be there. Don't worry, guys.
All right. Well.
Should I say hello, future self?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Hey.
There you go. So welcome to this week's episode of The Sit Down with Scott Dion Brown. I'm your host, as always, the one, the only, Scott Dion Brown, and I'm joined, as always, except I guess for the 2 weeks a little while ago, but for the vast majority of the time, I'm joined by the best co-host in the galaxy.
Regine Alaina, happy Sunday fun day, everyone. Scott, we hope you're enjoying your vacay.
I hope I am too. I hope I am too. I mean,
anything is possible.
It's always a risk when you do something that's going to be, and I'm going to telling you where I'm going to be. I don't know where I'm going to be.
Do you really want people to know where you are?
I mean, I don't know.
How much of a following do you have? Okay.
I'm internationally renowned.
Oh, so don't tell people where you are.
So I have to be careful. But anyway, I'm gone, but hopefully I'm in the live chat down below.
You're gone, but you're here.
I'm right
Whoa.
here. And I'm so happy that you have chosen to join us here today, on your Sunday morning. Because even though we're not live, we're still doing a show.
And we are here with some pretty awesome guests.
We are. Maybe we should meet them.
They've been making noise in the background.
Yes.
So we definitely should.
No, it's mouth noise.
Well, so who do we have here? I mean, we've got, I guess I'll introduce them one at a time, but then when I switch to the other camera, we're going to see all three of them. So maybe I should kind of introduce them all and then say all three names at once and then go over there.
Whatever you like.
Okay. I also only have one of their Instagrams queued up, but you guys will have to tell us what yours are, and that's okay. Our guest today, our first person, is a dancer, choreographer, actor, actress. I think I don't know these days because
actor's fine. Yeah.
Well, because I actually Googled once. I wanted to be like, which is the right one, and I found conflicting. Some people say.
Introduce them first.
Okay.
Because this can go on.
So, dancer, choreographer, actor,
acting person,
actress, person who creates the arts.
Yes.
Our second person is a filmmaker, writer as well. Writer, editor, filmmaker,
editor, yep.
Everything behind the camera.
So not you.
Well, partially.
Partially.
Yeah, he does many of these things. And we finally have singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist.
Yeah.
Oh.
Here today to promote. So all of these people are here with this artist particularly because he's come up with a new music video, and the dancer choreographer danced and choreographed in the video, and the writer, director, editor directed and edited the video. Edited it as well?
Yep.
And the artist obviously wrote the song. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the sit down, Jenna, Gagliardi. Where's your Nick Dragas and JP Sunga. Hello.
What's
Hello.
up?
Hello.
How's it going?
Do we get to clap?
That's okay. I'm sure everybody's clapping at home. As soon as I sent it over there, they're all like,
They're like, yay, they're off the street. No, I'm kidding.
so hi, welcome guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming. You had to come a bit of a ways to get here. How was the drive over?
The drive was actually
It was okay. It was a little bit bad in the middle there. but-
right up until like I guess it was like just before
Toronto.
Yorkdale. They closed like the express
Oh, yeah.
lanes
All
of the
shut
401. Yeah, so but right up until then we were flying. So we
I find
thought
that-
we were going to be early.
Yeah, I find that's always the case. I have family in and around Guelph,
Yeah.
and so like every time I have to go out there, the worst part of the drive is always just getting out of like Toronto and the GTA. Then as soon as you get out of there, it's just like, but
Yeah.
up until then, it's always just fighting to get out of the city, and it's only getting worse. It's only
It's
getting
true.
worse. But so how are you guys?
We're
Good.
Yeah.
Doing good?
Yeah.
So is it actor or actress?
Oh, yeah.
Person that acts?
Actor's fine. Yeah. I prefer storyteller, to be honest.
Oh.
Yeah.
So sorry, you said actor.
Yes.
It's fine. Yeah. So that's something I think that's what I'd heard, that now it's kind of shifted that way because they are trying to make everything sort of, I guess, even,
Neutral,
right?
yeah.
But then so that's what I assumed. But just to be safe, I was like, because I was writing a bio for another guest one time, and I like Googled it, and I found it was just some people were being like, no, when you remove actress, then you're removing like the individual identities, and I was like, I guess I get it, but to me, I just want to make sure I do the one that people
Yeah.
want. So
Great
Yeah.
asking. Yeah. It's awesome that you asked.
that's how it goes, you know. But thank you guys for being here.
Yeah,
So-
thanks for having us.
Yeah.
I guess we might as well just start right off. JP telling us about this new song, this new video.
Yeah.
Listen to your heart.
That's right. So the song is actually the first single off of a full-length album, and the whole story behind that project is that I've been doing music for like the past over 20 years.
Wait,
and-
how old are you? No, just
I'm old. But I never actually excuse me, I never actually got around to completing the album. I always thought, like, you know, when you're younger and like I was playing around a lot, I thought, yeah, like I've got time, I'll just do it next year or whatever. And just, you know, things happen. And then I was engaged and got married and had kids. And then all of a sudden it was like, well, I don't think I'm gonna do that anymore.
Yeah.
Because even just like merely playing, like I wasn't performing as much anymore. But there was also a few other things that had sort of happened in my life that kind of made me stray from the music for a while. Every once in a while I'd still sort of get that like haunting voice in me, kind of like, you know, you still haven't done that. I've got like a ton of songs, and I still like will write when I can. So yeah, that itch kind of never went away. And then I think it was like approaching well, I'll give away my age now, approaching the age of 40.
no, you do not.
I know, yeah, that's true.
No.
So approaching that age, you start to think a lot about sort of your life, right? God, I sound like it's like I'm going through a midlife crisis or something.
But you came up with a great video, so if that's what it's going through, then
Yeah, no, so approaching that age, it was and I have 3 kids, so I just like the thought of if something were to ever happen to me, like I would have nothing to really, you know, represent me as an artist. And
Your legacy. Your legacy.
yeah, my legacy,
Yeah.
exactly. And that thought was just so horrifying to me that my kids would just like never know, like, you know,
That
that
can
part of
actually
me.
sing.
Yeah.
And like music is huge. Like it's such a huge part of my life. Like anyone who knows me knows that like me and music. Like that's it.
Yep.
And so that thought was just so like I couldn't imagine like not having that left for them. So yeah, it's almost like I stopped making excuses and I just said, you know what, we're gonna do this. I know we don't have time. I know like we don't have like all the money to necessarily funnel into this, but my wife's amazing and she, you know, was fully supportive and we found a way to make it work.
That's great.
So I've been chipping away at the full-length album for the past like almost 2 years. The producer I'm working with, Sam Hillifer, he's amazing. And he's been so patient because I only get a couple hours every week to really like scratch into it. But yeah, I've committed 2020 this year. At the end of the year, I'm going to release the full thing.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and then so the whole plan is that starting January 1st is when I release Listen to Your Heart. That's the first single. And every few months I'll release another single until like half the record will be out. And then at the end of the year, the rest of the album or the full album will be out.
So we're going to hold you accountable because you just told all of us that by the end of 2020 it will be out. We all heard it here.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's actually part of like the whole thing about like sort of telling the world, right? Like I want to be held accountable for that because this is so important to me. I like for all these years I've just said it to myself, right? And nothing's happened. So yeah, so hold me accountable. I will follow through.
It's awesome. I mean, what you're describing, like, it's so many artists go through that where it's like because oftentimes, like, until you get to that point where like it becomes the thing that pays your bills, every artist has to, you know, deal with real life,
Right.
you know, and especially the thing about, you know, creating art is it's not just takes a lot of time, but it's also very mentally demanding. I mean, you know, you come home after a long day of work, it's hard to then get into a mental headspace to be creative and make artistic decisions, right? Because those can be exhausting. So,
Right.
you know, it's very easy to time goes by fast. And I hear you. Time seems to be going by faster.
Yeah.
So
No, you're absolutely right. And I think I'm like probably the most grateful for like having a daytime job that allows me to still have that creative space afterwards. I'm not taking like a whole lot with me after hours, right? Yeah, so I think that's another thing that's sort of different about the project, like doing it now versus before, because now I'm not trying to be like the next pop star or anything, right? Like I'm literally just doing this for my family. Like this is my, again, I'll say that term, a legacy piece. That's my main focus. So it's really selfish. I get it. But at the end of the day, like, whether one person likes what I'm doing or like a million people, like it doesn't really matter. Like my kids are gonna walk away with something that, you know, gets them to know me a little bit more or a lot more better. And that's at the end of the day, that's what my goal is with this project. So
awesome. That's really, that's
And
really
your
cool.
message has already hit many people.
Yeah,
so.
I was gonna say like a lot of people are connecting to it.
There's
and
been a
do
great
appreciate it
reception.
and stuff. So it's
no, like they're right. So I guess if Listen to Your Heart, the actual single, so to pick that sort of as the first single, probably, I don't know, like to kick off an album with a ballad is probably like not the.
But it's
not
a
the way.
nice song. Like we were listening to it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, is that is the order you're releasing them in also going to be the order on the album, or
No,
Okay,
no.
so then it doesn't. You're not really. You know, it's fine.
Is it
Yeah.
all ballads though?
No,
Oh,
no.
see, so there you go.
Yeah, so the thing about this project is actually like I am all over the map in terms of like genre, and that was one of the things that had always kind of kept me from like really thinking about doing a project like this, because I like too many different types of
Genres,
music.
yeah.
And then so working with Sam, he's just like,
Throw
do it
them
all.
in.
Yeah. He's like, why not?
Yeah.
And I'm
Might
like,
as well go big or
huh?
go home. Yeah.
yeah. So like Listen to Your Heart is like you know, it's got that ballady kind of cinematic type of feel, but not all the songs are going to be like that. They're like the next single will probably like just throw people way off. Yeah. And that's like I'll have no regrets from doing that, because that's just who I am. Like but that song, sorry if how these guys were saying, like it, like people are really sort of resonating with it. The song is really like it's very emotional. Like there's it was written from sort of seeing some friends go through some really dark patches in life, as well as looking back at some of my own, and I wanted to put it out there because there's like a message of hope and like encouragement in the song that I think, or at least I don't know, like I feel like I want to inject into the world, and so I thought that would be sort of a great way to kind of open the doors into this project and let people have a peek at what I'm doing. But I'm so glad. I'm so like I can't believe how much people have been really responding to the video, to the song. Do you want
to share the video with our viewers?
I would love to share the video with everyone.
Yeah, I think that's Speaking of
the video,
I think we should check it out. Is there anything you want to say about it before we hit it, or we just go right into it?
I think we're probably going to talk at length about it afterwards.
Okay, so let's show
two geniuses here.
Speaks for
yeah.
Let's show the video.
Enjoy.
All right, cool. Let's watch "Listen to Your Heart" by J.P. Sunga.
There's a weight in the air that falls upon his shoulders and rests in vacant spaces where light once stared. There, in the furthest corner of himself, the bravest of all the fights and the brightest of all the lights was that of his very own. When you've lost your way and you're all alone and you want to scream, but you can't, you won't, when the words are few and the tears don't show, you will find your way. You will find a way. Just listen to your heart. It will take you home. Listen to your heart. It will take you home. Listen to your heart. It will take you home. When you've gone astray and you can't turn back, when the bruises hurt, but you gotta stand, when you wanna crash, but you need to land, there's another way, and you will find that way. Just listen to your heart, it will take you home. Listen to your heart, it will take you home. Listen to your heart, it will take you home. Nobody said it'd ever be this way. No one inside, no time to hesitate. No matter what, it pushes through your veins to take you home, take you home. When you're lost inside and you're feeling low and you want your mind that you can't control, but you know what lies just behind that wall. to your heart, it will take you home. Listen to your heart, it will take you home. Listen to your heart, it will take you home. Oh, 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 oh. Just listen to your heart, it will take you home. Listen to your heart, it will take you home. Listen to your heart, it will take you home. Oh, 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 oh.
And that was
Listen to your heart.
Listen to Your Heart by JP Sunga. That's a beautiful video.
Oh, thanks.
Well done,
man.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Tell us.
let's hear from the people
Let's
who
hear
were
from
also
Nick.
involved.
Yeah.
So let's start with Nick. Tell us about
The
how was your
concept
approach?
and-
Yeah, concept of the video, all that. all
Yeah,
that
for
good
sure.
stuff.
So this was a really exciting project for all of us, but for me especially because it was my first music video project that I had ever done.
Oh.
So I've done a lot of like short film kind of stuff and a lot of
It
corporate
looked
stuff
like
as
a
well.
short film. I mean,
Yeah,
it
I mean that was
very-
kind of one of the ideas behind it. At
Can I-
least stylistically, that was
Right.
largely came from you as well. That you wanted it to kind of
Right.
look like that. You can.
No, I'm sorry. I was gonna hijack it, but
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
lose your thought.
Hold that thought.
So when I decided like which song I wanted as the lead single, and I was thinking about what it could look like, and I had this vision, and at the same time I was kind of like scanning online for what kind of like music video directors were out there, and there's a ton that are out there.
Yeah.
And I don't even know, like, when you get into those like rabbit holes where you just kind of like happen on like people's work, but somehow I landed on Nick's, and I remember looking at it and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is like breathtaking.
I want that.
Please.
Yeah, he's like but then I'm like, okay, these are short films, these are cool, like let's see these music videos. Nothing.
None. Yeah.
And I'm like,
You took a risk, man.
I don't know, like what he like maybe he like just isn't like promoting himself as a video, but maybe he's got them. So then I send him a message, like just like a random person
Like,
being like,
you don't know me,
hey,
but
yeah. And I think my message was something
So
like,
basically, the message you sent to us, you sent it.
yeah,
Probably.
basically,
Yeah.
and I was like, have you ever done a music video, or is it something that you'd consider? And I think at that point you were just like, well, it has to be the right project, it has to be the right song.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, and then I think I just sent you like not even like the final version of the song. It was just like in draft
It was like a
mode,
demo, like a rough demo or something.
And I'm like, this is probably a bad idea. He's gonna be like, yeah, right. There's no way I'm touching this. But then you actually reply back and you're like, yeah.
I as soon as I heard it, the first thing I did was send it to my producer partner, and I felt kind of exactly what you were explaining, that it felt sort of like it had to be very cinematic and sort of I don't know what the right word is, like slowed down a little bit. Like just from the demo, I know it was rough, but like it sounded great. I loved it.
It gave the gist of what we were trying to go for.
But yeah, I felt like it was kind of the perfect start to do a music video. It was kind of like, because it was sort of inherently cinematic in the way that it sounded, I couldn't quite place the genre. I mean, even like recently I was asking you
I can't even place it.
What is the genre of this song? Like I love it. It's like, yeah, it's pop, it's a ballad. It's like, I didn't know if it was like jazzy or something. So I wasn't quite sure how to approach it, like stylistically. But then you kind of jumped off with the dance sort of aspect of it, and how you wanted that to be a really strong theme throughout it.
Right.
Or at least the themes told throughout a dance performance of some kind, which I really, really liked. I was I've always been kind of very like captivated by dance performance, and I immediately thought of Jenna, who I've known for a couple of years now, and she is a professional dancer, or used to be a professional dancer, slash choreographer, performer. So I think the second thing I did was email you right away.
Hey,
was like, check this out.
So you all just came together for this one project.
So you didn't know. Well, so you knew her, but you guys as a group did never work together before, or kind of.
No, I mean, me and Jenna had worked together on a previous short film of mine a couple of years ago, or almost a couple of years ago now.
Yeah.
She was the lead actress in my sort of big debut short film project. So we've known each other for a little while, and we've worked together on a few other projects as well.
A few other projects.
In various capacities.
Yeah.
But never dance. And you've told me the first time I met you that you used to be a dancer. So I kind of always wanted to see it or do something with that ever since.
Yeah. And this was something that I revisited. Like, I hadn't been dancing for a while. So this was very...
You can't even tell. You look like you just woke up and started dancing.
Right?
Oh.
No stretches, nothing. You're like, I'm here.
So how did you? Okay, so that's where we got. So basically came from you had the idea of you wanted to be explored through dance, and that's how she got brought on board. And then how did you? What did you have to do then? Once you were involved in the project, how did you approach?
Yeah. So because I was choreographing it, I wanted to know the artist. I wanted to know JP. I wanted to know what I would be expressing in my movement. So we all got together, and it was really great that I was part of, all the sort of birthing phases of the project and all the sort of production aspects. So we would meet, and I just really got to know JP and his story and his vision for this piece. And Nick, working with him in the past, I kind of knew what he was going to bring to the table. So that's kind of where I took it, and I tried to make the choreography as complementary to the piece as possible. So yeah.
That's awesome. You dance flawlessly.
Thank you.
How many takes did it take?
Yeah, well, that's what I want to get into, is some of the actual technical side.
Well,
of how you did it.
I was gonna say, like, we went through specifically, like, just from a camera perspective, we went through a bunch of takes, but just so that we had it right. So we had specific camera movements, because we sort of choreographed the camera movement, I guess, around the dance, because the camera's constantly moving the whole time. So in terms of the actual dancing, I don't think we ever did a retake. We never had to redo it because of a dance mistake or anything. Which was awesome.
So the way you shot it, you basically did the whole song a few times just for different camera angles. So you did
so basically we wanted to have the camera sort of, because it was a dance piece, I thought it made sense to have the camera sort of, and the song is very kind of I don't know, like flowy and like wavy sort of in its sound, so I wanted to have the camera moving the whole time. So we did the entire song 6 or 7 times, I think, throughout.
It wasn't many times.
Just in one take.
Wow.
Which was actually very hard not to release the video as just one take, because it was the dance kind of was very effective in that format.
Wow.
Awesome. I also noticed it's quite a wide screen aspect ratio. Was there a reason behind that specific choice, or?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of thought about which way to go with that. I kind of just, again, because we were kind of leaning on this sort of cinematic feel, and we wanted it to be a little bit closer to something that's more like a short film rather than just a typical music video. So I don't know, I kind of just thought that it was a very escapist sort of vibe.
It's expansive. If you look in the video, you can't actually see any boundaries around the outside, which gives it a really vast kind of
it's sort of like, and it is, because it's a pretty abstract in nature, it was kind of this idea of being in this world or being in this headspace for 4 or 5 minutes. I think that sort of complemented it.
Yeah, it's really cool. Well, in fact, that's the other thing I was going to ask about is where did you guys shoot it? Because it looks, like the way you described it, you never see where the place ends.
You can't actually tell where it is.
So was it a?
Yeah, we shot it at a local to Waterloo.
Yeah.
It's called the Button Factory. It's like a.
Oh, I've heard of that place.
Yeah, so I guess it's kind of like an art gallery. They do like community arts programs and stuff there. It used to be an actual button factory like 100 years ago or something.
Oh, cool.
In Waterloo. So that was, they have a sort of open space there where they put on events, and That was
I think they had a piano there, so that
Oh, that worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
Are there any fun stories from behind the scenes
Oh god.
that you want to share?
Where do we
Because you guys are making like side stories. So
Yeah, as we
like,
were watching the video, yeah. I was hearing some.
So there's the one main one. We decided to try and use a haze machine, a fog machine, in the video.
you'd lose the dancer.
Well, I mean, ideally we
She's
wanted
on the ground, so I mean.
Yeah, we wanted it to be very subtle, but during I think our rehearsals for the video before we actually started shooting, we turned on the haze machine to warm it up because it takes like 20 minutes or so to warm up. Anyway, it warmed up and it just started pumping out haze, and we were just like more, and eventually, and then it got a little too thick where we couldn't see each other, and then the fire alarm went off.
Oh yeah.
And you guys are renting a space.
We're renting a space. We're alone. We don't have contact for the building.
No.
Yeah.
So immediately we tried getting on the phone, calling the fire department. They wouldn't answer. Presumably because they were on the way there.
Yep.
Just sort of like a warning to be like, we know there's an alarm.
It's a false
there's
alarm,
no
basically.
actual fire.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So did they show up?
They showed up about 5 minutes later. I think you eventually called 911 or something.
Eventually I was like, hey,
Well, I mean, if the fire department's not answering, who do you call?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think by the time he got there, he had gotten the call from whoever you called. So he got out, and I was like, "Hey, it's false alarm." He's like, "I know, it's fine." And then they eventually were very helpful and got to turn it off half an hour later.
Oh.
So
Just
were you able
I
to?
feel like it was long.
Yeah, I mean it set us back a little bit, but for a solid 30 minutes, we were just listening to this fire alarm.
So were you able to use the haze in the end, or
No.
Did you see
No.
it?
Because I mean, there was probably still some there by the time we started shooting, because there was a lot of it.
There was a lot.
But yeah, unfortunately, we couldn't get to use that.
No.
Because I know some certain fire alarms, they can tell the difference between if it's fog machine fog. I know, for example, in theaters where they would use fog machines a lot, they would probably have one. I remember actually in high school, my band was playing a set we were playing there was a school concert in the cafeteria, and me being theatrical, I brought a fog machine.
Oh my God.
I was like, yeah.
Nice.
So we had the fog going, and
Why
we were
did you
playing.
have a fog machine in high school?
Because for my movies and stuff when I used to make,
Oh, okay.
I
I was
like I said, I bought one from I use it all the time until it died on me. But actually no, someone stole it. Anyway, another story. But we were having going off in the caf, and the thing I don't know for sure is because our cafeteria, the way it was at the bottom floor, but then it goes all the way up to the top floor, and it's the ceiling goes all the way up, so you can see the windows from outside. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if the fog machine set it off, or somebody saw smoke rising from the caf and pulled the alarm. Either way, we set off the alarm, and then everything had to be shut down. So
how much trouble did you get into?
Not much, actually, because the thing is, they had given me permission to use it.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think they even thought that it would go off, because we've used it, like I said, in the theater at our school that we use it, but you never know. I mean, because every fire system is different. So
Right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I will say the video works very well even without the.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
But
I think what kind of was a challenge in that space was that there wasn't much ventilation, and so that's why
that
it
was
took
the
so
other
long.
thing. The whole top floor is filled with windows all around, but none of them open.
Oh gosh.
They're all
Not
sealed
functional.
shut.
Yeah.
No.
So the firefighters got there and were like, "What are we doing?"
It's I assume it's an old warehouse, basically, right? Because you said it was a button factory.
Oh, yeah,
So it's
yeah.
those
It's
old sort of square windows type things, all across the.
Yeah, they're
Sort of,
big windows too, and there's a lot of them, but they
They
just
just don't open.
not a single one
No.
opens. Yeah, so
So the
that
haze
was,
just
I know.
haze just hangs around.
yeah.
I heard somebody mention while we were watching the video, somebody mentioned blood. Was there blood involved?
there
that
was.
There was,
that
yeah.
Somebody
Jenna's
bleed
blood.
for this project.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fairly common when you're dancing in bare feet to just
On wood?
scrape something a certain way, and so it wasn't a big traumatic incident, but there was blood. Yeah.
It felt like a big traumatic
It-
incident
yes.
to me.
Yeah, we were so worried. Like, oh my gosh.
Like, oh my god! I'm like, you know how many times this has happened to me on stage? It's fine, but
Yeah.
they took all the right measures and we got it all sorted.
That's
so.
good.
Yeah.
You know, you put it you go through there because then it's immortalized on film. So you just suffer
You
that
can
one
see the pain
moment.
I think
True
you
anguish.
actually didn't you end up like ripping the Band-Aid off like mid-take or something?
Yeah, it was just getting in the way, and I was like,
Yeah.
you know what? Just forget it.
Yeah.
Metaphorically and literally.
But no one noticed.
So if we people like watch the
If
video
you
in slow
rewind
motion,
it,
are we
yeah.
gonna find the little
The scar.
yeah.
right there? Is that like
Look closely.
Yeah.
put that in like the special features?
Yeah.
Zoom, zoom in on it.
Director's
Yes.
cut. There you go.
Yeah.
In fact, well, you were mentioning that there might be a director's cut of some type.
Yeah. There is a director's cut, I guess. It's not out yet, but it will probably be out by the time this airs, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
We're
But
holding you accountable.
Yeah. That one we are doing a one take performance of the
Yeah.
whole thing,
Oh wow.
with a couple other elements, I would say. Yeah, I don't know if you want
With haze.
no haze, but other similar elements, sort of special effects, kind of.
Gotta stay tuned.
Yeah.
So we're gonna hold Nick accountable. I'm not gonna throw it out there, but look out for
Yeah.
it.
So don't give anything away. But so did you shoot additional elements, or this is like a different edit with the existing things you've shot, or?
No, so this one is so we basically shot the entire thing the way that we wanted to, and then we did kind of an extra thing that we also wanted to do the entire time. It was a bit of a more logistically complicated setup.
Yeah.
Are you suspended in the air playing the piano?
That was an idea, I think. Yeah.
Lift the piano up.
Yeah.
Right?
It
Sort
is
of-
an environmental effect, though, so
Oh.
Yeah.
something of the sort.
Cool.
Yeah, so that'll well, yeah, you'll see when it's out.
That's exciting. Where can they find it when it comes out?
It'll probably be on the same
On the
YouTube
same
channel,
channel?
I think,
I
right?
think so.
Yeah, yours probably. Yeah.
So right
Mine
now-
as well, probably. I don't.
Yeah. Right now in the description, there's a link to the video. So make sure. I know you just saw it on here, but make sure we're not live, so. Well, this is a premiere, so it's the premiere. Anyway, make sure
Rewind.
either right now, go down, click on that link, and make sure you give it a like and leave a comment there.
Subscribe.
And subscribe to JP's
please.
channel, because that's
Because by the
how
end
you
of
show your support.
2020, there's a whole album out.
That's
We're
it.
holding you accountable. I
There
don't
you
care
go.
what you
There's
say.
a whole album coming down the pipeline, so yeah, go subscribe right on there. And so good job, guys.
Thank you.
So what else? What other projects from you two? I mean, what other projects have you guys been involved in, and what other stuff are you working on?
Yeah. I graduated from school a couple years ago and started working at a local video production company in Waterloo. And then on the side, we do mostly like corporate commercial stuff. And on the side of that, I write and direct my own and edit sometimes my own so far short films.
Now music
and now
videos.
music videos, thanks to JP. So I've done a handful of short films. I had 2 this past year that did sort of a festival circuit in and around Ontario, which Jenna was on, I think, both shoots. And
Yep.
Yeah. Again, in various capacities.
Yeah.
Also in one of them, I believe.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. And then the film that me and Jenna actually did together, which we shot in the summer of 2018, is finally going to be out very soon. It's premiering at a local film festival in Toronto.
Nice.
Sweet.
Actually right around the time that this airs, I think.
Around
a week or 2
now.
after.
I mean, are you able to say the title or tell us what, or is it kept under wraps, or?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, if it's not going to be up till then yeah. It's so it'll be premiering at the Toronto Short Film Festival,
Awesome.
which is downtown Toronto at the Carlton Cinema.
That's a great theater, by the way.
It is
I've
a
been
great
there.
theater.
I've been there many
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
And you can get a beer there too.
You can. Yeah.
Fun fact.
Yeah. So that'll be there. It's March 16th to the 20th. I don't know exactly what date we're playing at yet, but
Sweet.
there'll be more details on all my various pages.
What are those various pages?
Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah.
Mostly Instagram is like the thing I'm most active on, which I think is just at Nick Dragas, just my name.
How do you spell your last name?
Dragas.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're welcome, YouTube.
So that one is kind of a special one for me and Jenna, I
That's
think.
exciting.
It was a long
Very
process and a bit of a grueling process. Yeah. So that one's sort of a year and a half, 2 years in the making, and it's finally coming out, which is great.
Yeah.
Amazing. So was it 2 years in like editing, or was there a lot of shooting that you've been shooting over that time?
It was a couple months of shooting. I mean, it was like I think 7 or 8 days in total, but spread across a few months. Throughout the summer, and then most of it was just editing. But we had a few like technical setbacks and a bit of some logistical setbacks as well, and a couple things that didn't really go the way that we wanted them to go. So. But it's been done for a few months now, and waiting on basically all the festivals.
Exciting.
Waiting to hear back from all the festivals.
Sweet. And now it's finally time for the people.
Finally,
to see it.
yeah. We'll see what they say.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Be nice to them, okay? No, we saw the music video. I'm sure it's going to be amazing.
I think so.
Thank you.
I think so.
Well, you said, JP, you are releasing new music every couple months.
Right.
When's the next hit coming?
It I think would be around like late March, early April.
Coming
so,
soon.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I won't give too much away. But I actually ran a crowdfunding campaign. I guess it would be back in February.
Yes.
But those supporters would get the single before.
Oh, nice.
everyone
Oh, cool.
else. And,
Cool.
so I may not be planning as extensive of a release as this first one, i.e. probably not a music video for that. I'd love to do one for like another single at some point throughout the year, but we'll see how that plays out. So around late March, early April.
That's exciting.
Cool.
Yeah.
I can't remember if you already said how many songs is the album going to be? How many is it planning?
Right now I'm aiming for about 12.
Wow.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
a nice
awesome.
full album. Yeah.
Yeah. I know, like, it's funny because like these days, I guess people don't really do the full length album thing. Like EPs are kind of, the
like
thing to do.
7 songs or
Yeah.
whatever Kanye
Or
did.
just singles. Even,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
You're like, I'm not a one-hit wonder. I'm going all
Going
out.
all out.
Yeah.
I'm old school. Like I grew up with, like I would go to like the music stores and actually like get the albums. I would read through all the like.
What's an album? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
But I would do like the whole like listen from start to end, and like there's something about the full length like LP that I appreciate.
Yep.
Just cohesively as like like a piece, like an art piece.
Can we do a
versus
vinyl print?
what's
Are
that?
you gonna do a vinyl print?
You know what? I'd love to, but that is so expensive. Like
Yeah,
looking into that,
But
it
like
was-
just like one
Like
for yourself.
one?
Yeah.
Just one for
I don't even have a record player.
I have one.
I'll come over.
Nick
Like,
has
Nick,
a
can I
really
play
good
my
one.
album, please?
Yeah.
Fun fact: there is a record player in many of Nick's films. It's kind of really cool.
Oh,
That's true.
Was
Easter
it?
egg.
It's always the same. It's always the same
It's
record
always
player.
the same record player.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always
The
my
Eas-
record player.
The Easter egg that
Yeah.
that's in the
It
film.
has
Yeah.
been immortalized on film many times.
And not always intentionally, or like not as intentionally until you pointed it out.
I'm like, this is an interesting like trademark. I like it.
Yeah.
We should have found a way to work it into the music video.
Yeah.
should've.
Yeah, you could have started the music video.
Yeah, that's right.
That just means we need to work together again for
Yeah,
another
yeah,
music
that's
video.
Yeah.
There you go. We're just putting it out there. You're welcome. No.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I like the idea that you're doing the full album because it's also not only is it like reading the album art and all that stuff, but there's also always something to like, the order of the songs and how they flow into each other. Like you said, like the album, it used to be a work of art in itself.
Right.
And that's the thing because with digital and how you can just buy one song, it's everyone's kind of moved away from that, but I still like the idea of an album as a piece of expression. And I suppose also because you're mentioning how the next song is not going to be anything like the one we just heard, but I like that a lot because all the artists that I like the most are artists that they have a sound, but it's not, you can't hear one song and know what they're like.
So it's kind of like the music you put out.
Well, sure, it's all over the
it's all over the place.
Are you all over the map as well?
Yeah, I mean, you write what you feel like, but that's because the artists that I don't know, like
he
the Beatles.
basically does whatever enhances his life.
Exactly.
Okay.
But you think like the Beatles, if you listen to their whole discography, song to song, it's like sometimes it sounds like it's a different band. I mean, it's the same voices are still there, but you're trying stuff out. Like the big thing, especially in those rock and roll days, is they were trying to find sounds that people hadn't heard before, right?
It's very diverse.
Yeah. So this idea you're going to come out with something that sounds like, oh yeah, we're going to come out a song and then another song that sounds like that song. And we heard you like this song, so we're going to write another one that sounds like that one.
Yeah.
I mean, you can play it safe, but I think it's way more interesting to...
Oh my gosh, it's so way more interesting. Like, I'm glad you brought up the Beatles. Like, they're one of, like, a handful of artists that I look to in terms of their sort of courage to be like, yeah, I know this is what you guys think that we're supposed to sound like, but we're going to do this. And, like, those are the artists that really kind of captivate me. Yeah.
And you're and so you're kind of taking something from them and going, I'm gonna make the music I want to make.
For sure. Yeah, like without those artists, like, I probably wouldn't have even thought about that. I'd be like, oh no, I have to sound like this. I have to always be like this. But yeah, no.
Well, I think it's way more interesting. Well, because I also think it's neat because this project you're doing, it's quite literally a passion project for you.
Literally, yeah.
And the other thing I was going to ask, and I think it's already clear because you kind of said earlier, you're creating this album almost for your kids. And I wanted to ask how as well. I'm wondering did you find after you had kids, did the music you create change, or did it impact how you write songs?
Absolutely.
And how so, do you think?
Yeah, it's a bit of yes and no. So like, for this specific project, a lot of the themes that were coming out from a lot of the songs were sort of around this like positivity, love, overcoming obstacles, like perseverance. There's a lot of these almost like life lessons that just not even intentionally, like I just happen to be writing in that sort of theme. And I think a lot of that has a lot of that is because like I'm a dad, so
are your kids into music?
They are.
Would you put them in a song?
Would I put them in a song? Yeah. If the project was right, I think that would be cool to sort of incorporate them and get them involved. But they're into music because my wife is also a musician as well. She's a classical flautist, so we're on like completely like different like. But
I mean, you can throw her into a music video or.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. She actually visited on set for a little bit for the shoot.
So why are there so many firefighters?
So in terms of like the writing and everything, like I definitely think that like having kids does have an impact on the writing, at least particularly for this project. Am I always gonna write songs like this? Probably not. Like once I finish this project, I'll probably start to vibe with different themes. But yeah, for now, this is sort of where it's at. I almost think of each song like a love letter to my kids. And like in a way that, there's going to be kind of buried messages and lessons in there from things that I've learned from my own life that they probably won't appreciate until like much later in their life. So yeah, I that's sort of the idea with the collection of these songs.
It's so cool because it's because I'm trying to think. It must have had like, because suddenly it's like the audience that you were writing for suddenly changed, right?
Yeah,
it's so cool. It's like I don't know. I'm just trying to.
He listened to his heart.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. But it's really neat. It's very cool. I like what you're doing, and I'm glad that you sort of went, okay, 2020, this is it. It starts now.
No regrets.
It's very cool.
Yeah, no, I think it's really important that if these things are that important to you, that you kind of put it out there and you have like people who are close to you kind of be on board, have your back, and hold you accountable,
which is what we're here to do.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But like it's still like there's a part of me that is terrified that, you know, what if things go off the rails and I don't get to complete it. But you can't let those things like come in your way of actually pursuing it, right?
Yeah.
And I think that that's what I've been doing all this time. So now I'm like, throw all those out the window and just go for it. Yeah.
Awesome. I mean, it's you're taking on a challenge. And Regine, speaking of challenges,
should we do advertisers first?
oh yeah, our advertisers.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll do challenges.
Yeah.
But I was segueing.
I know. I'm sorry, but you also forgot.
It wasn't a very good. It wasn't.
It was a segue.
It wasn't a
I'm
very good
sorry.
segue anyway.
I mean, I like the segue, but we also have
You're right.
a few
We have
advertisers.
we have advertisers.
That we need to.
Yeah. This
This conversation.
This conversation that has been so enthralling that I completely forgot about the advertisers. But this conversation has been brought to you by the following fantastic advertisers who make this show possible. So, people watching, support these businesses. Right, Regine?
Yeah.
But Regine,
Yes, Scott.
do you want to find out what your home is really worth?
I could.
Are you buying or selling a home?
It depends if there's haze in it.
Oh. And what type of fire alarm system it is?
Exactly. Do the windows open?
Well, let's you know who will know for sure.
Who?
Jennifer C, Realtor at Home Life Culture Link. She is here to help. Call or text Jennifer today at 647-403-8887. Don't deal with just anyone.
Why are you mad? Don't!
Because it's serious business.
She's gonna get really aggressive.
It's serious. Fire safety is no laughing matter.
That's true.
Don't deal with just anyone. Speak to a professional. Jennifer C. at Home Life Culture Link. To see her current listings, visit homelifeculturelink.com. The Mortgage Godfather is here to give you any mortgage, give you advice with any mortgage needs you may have, and he will shop to find you the best mortgage. Nino Saimeka, mortgage agent. He'll give you an offer you can't refuse. Right, Regine?
Yeah. Yep.
So find out more at mortgagegodfather.ca or call 905-604-6955. And it was brought to you by Jewelry Forever. Conveniently located at CF Markville Shopping Center on 5000 Highway 7 East Markham. They do custom-made jewelry, repairs, and they change watch batteries, all done on site. There's Jerry himself creating some beautiful custom jewelry. They have an amazing selection of beautiful items. You're bound to find something special for the special person on your list. And Regine, they've got an amazing deal going on right now, don't they?
Yes, they do. If you go in and you tell them that Scott and Regine sent you, you will get 15% off your entire purchase. That's 15.
An incredible deal.
Exactly. Where do you ever get that deal? You don't.
You know what? No, you never do. Only right there at Jewelry Forever. So tell them Scott and Regine sent you. Get 15% off your purchase. And of course, find out more at jewelryforever.ca. And of course, if you would like to advertise on this show,
It's simple. All you have to do is email us at radioshowad. That's radioshowad@gmail.com.
that's right, get in touch. And as you can see, well, not specifically today, but most of the time, the show is live. What does that mean? It means that we can customize the ads week to week. So if your business has an event or some special sale or deal coming up on a specific time,
Or new windows.
you know, you need updating for your
Factories.
Stuff. You sell haze things. Anyway, all of that stuff, we can let your potential client and customer base know in real time. It's an incredible opportunity for just everyone.
So email us, radioshowad. That's radioshowad@gmail.com.
That's right. And we're back.
We're back. Ooh, we're back.
Back. Slamming it into the microphone. I think that one was going to be like pretending, but then you did it again.
That's bad.
That's exactly what happened. Welcome back. We're here with three artists, three wonderful artists.
Yeah.
Well, we've heard a lot from JP. What's coming for you guys? What's coming down the pipeline for the rest of you? I know you mentioned the film.
So that film is next. That will be public.
How exciting!
Yeah. After that, I'm currently writing a script for another short film, which I plan to do probably like April-ish.
Sweet.
When it warms up a little bit outside.
Very cool.
And
Why? What's wrong with the winter? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's hideous.
So many things.
What's wrong with winter?
And then probably one more, another script. I haven't actually started writing, but I've kind of started conceptualizing and planning it, which I hope to do probably in the fall sometime.
Nice.
Very cool.
Keeping busy.
Yeah, and I had actually taken a break from doing acting and choreography and dance, so
what did we just read? No, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
Just kidding.
I did some self-work, and now I'm getting back into it.
That's
so I can't disclose too much, but I'm working with a director for a potential future comedy series. So we're working on the pilot, and that will be filmed shortly. So
That's exciting. Also, can I just shout out your sweater is amazing.
It is bomb,
thank you.
right?
I like
Yeah.
it. I love the
Thank you.
sparkles.
It looks really awesome on,
I like
on the
it.
camera.
Right? It's very vibrant.
All eyes on you.
We're gonna have a photo
Sorry,
shoot
Blaine.
later.
Yes, Nick has a wonderful vintage camera here. I don't think you can see it, but we're going to be taking some photos later.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sweet. So lots of stuff coming down the pipeline
Mhm.
from all
Yeah.
of you.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you guys have all got some big challenges ahead of you.
Okay.
Speaking of challenges,
I'm so excited for this.
ladies,
Oh, right.
so we mentioned earlier off the top of the show. I mentioned to you before the show. So we started this new thing.
For the month.
In
for
the
the year.
it started in January,
So
right?
this is our 2020 goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
You shared with us your 2020 goal.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So this is it's an incredible event. It's the you know what, this is like, this will have a huge impact, long-term impacts on all of your lives. So ladies and gentlemen, let us now join us here in the Barrel of Monkeys World Championship. So
Oh my
Have you ever
god.
played this? I've never
No,
done
I
it.
don't
okay,
know.
so I guess we'll have JP will do it, I guess.
Do you know?
Yeah, you know what? It's better.
I played it like a couple times.
Good.
When I was a kid.
It's almost better if you have it. But so
I
I
mean,
so then
since
you
you
guys,
already have
you guys should do it.
so I will explain how it works. Okay, so we have here
a barrel.
the classic game Barrel of Monkeys. Okay, inside is full of 13 monkeys. These are the monkeys. Okay. So the way the game works, you will have a 1-minute timer. Okay, so it starts closed. Okay, 1 minute starts. You pick up the barrel. You pour out the monkeys. You grab a monkey. You use this monkey to pick up a monkey. Then you use this monkey to grab another monkey. And the goal, so that would be amazing. You want to try to get as many monkeys as you can. However, if you end up with like more than one monkey on one spot, that's still just one, because we're counting the layers of monkeys. Okay?
No more monkeys.
So you want to get as many monkeys as you can in the 1 minute period. And
1 minute.
And
Sounds like
that's how she
a
goes.
lot.
You
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Nick's talking some big games. Let him go first.
Yeah, should we have them all? Should we have them all do it?
I mean, yeah, they're all individuals, so
They all
why
seem-
not?
Yeah, that's true.
We could do it
Because-
together.
because
Do
At the
it.
same time.
Can we just
Teamwork.
No.
I'll hold the barrel.
No.
Because in previous times we'll have like a band, so we'll have one person represent the band. But
But
in this
they're
case,
all
we've
representing
got
themselves.
yeah, we've got three separate
like that
artists.
idea.
Let's do it, and it's not like we have a time limit on the show, so let's do this. Okay, so who wants to go first?
JP.
first.
Okay.
set the bar high, JP?
All right. So I'm going to pass you these monkeys, and you can maybe clear yourself a little space there.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
And so hang on, let me prep a few things here. So the monkey starts on the table.
Okay.
Hands off.
Do I do a little shake?
No.
You can give it. I mean,
I mean, you can now if you want.
it's not part of the requirements.
Part of the technique.
It's not like a mandatory part of the tournament. You know.
Don't give your technique away.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, actually,
What are you doing?
no, you don't pour them out. They go in the barrel.
There's a
They go in the barrel.
timer. Oh, yeah, that's right.
You're ruining the event. You're ruining the
Put a camera
Oh yeah, okay, hang on. I will. Hang on. I'm just prepping something. Oh wait a minute, that's not right. Hang on a second. So, okay, we got. That's good. Okay. Actually, wait. I think we should look at the standings from previous versions.
Oh, we're competing.
We have
against,
competition.
Oh yeah, of course.
You're
Yeah.
competing against me and Scott. What are you talking about?
What happens if you win?
We haven't figured that part out yet.
Ugh.
It's just right now. It's for
prototype phase.
clout and other things. I don't know.
It's for bragging
But
rights.
let's take a look at the previous standings.
So tied at first, we have Kosa, Taylor Brown, Scott Dion Brown, and Regine Alaina at 8 monkeys. In second place, we have Kathy L, Nina Kiri, and Juice with 7 monkeys. In third place, Tatiana, Barry Cito at 6 monkeys. We have Dana, Chelsea, and Garson, and Blue Opaline at 5 monkeys. Ishani and Melvin at 4 monkeys. And Latin Train Trio at a legendary 2 monkeys.
That's right, Greg. You guys only got 2.
Yes, Greg.
And anyways, those are the standings. That's what you got to beat. Okay.
Okay.
Let's kick it over to camera 2.
Gosh.
So I'm going to set the timer.
Oh, I
hang
feel
on
like
one
this is so hard.
It's anything can happen in this world.
It's 2020,
Don't get
JP.
two. Beat you. That's all you gotta do.
Me too.
All right.
So, so after you count down, it's spill, and then
Correct. So the barrel. So right now the barrel should be on the table.
Don't touch it.
Oh my
don't
God.
touch it.
Cover it. I see it. It's open.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Are we ready?
Ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my God. He wins.
Oh my gosh.
50 seconds remaining.
This is not easy.
Wow.
How did mistakes are How did I do that? Well, you know what? I'm just gonna.
Big, what would your children do?
Yeah. Okay. That works.
I love this music, by the way.
Yeah, good
Makes it very dramatic. 30 seconds have passed.
Oh,
25 seconds remaining. 20 seconds. 20 seconds.
2 more.
15 seconds.
Oh no!
10 seconds remaining. 9. 5. 3. 2. 1. Time. All right, hold it. Freeze.
6, 5.
My goodness. How do we do, Regine?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5.
Oh, you don't count
You
the
don't-
original.
Oh,
one.
you don't count the
You do not count the monkey
You
in
know,
the
you're so close to dropping it, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Oh, damn.
5 monkeys.
Ugh.
5
Bye, little monkeys.
All right.
All right. So yeah, you can place them all back into
Don't
the
give them an advantage.
thing.
Oh.
Yeah, mix the monkeys around. Mix the monkeys around.
He's like, oh yeah, they're my friends.
Who's next? Do you want to go next?
Sure, I'll go next.
Okay, you got this, man.
Next up we will have
Refresher.
Nick. Okay. So that was 5 monkeys.
Yeah.
In fact, should I update the standings now?
No.
Okay, I just
Just write it down.
I don't have my pen. Oh wait, grab me that marker right there. All right. So JP with 5. Okay.
Nick, you're next.
Nick, are you ready?
I'm very ready.
All right.
Gosh, that looks so hard.
It is.
My
I'm
God.
prepping the timer,
Okay.
and here we go. We will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
He's got 1. He's got 1.
10 seconds have elapsed.
He's got 1. He's got 2. He's tied with that in trio. Oh.
So that's still only 1,
damn.
unfortunately. But
Yeah,
you can
but-
keep it on there. You know, I wouldn't let it distract.
Extra
you.
hooking. Damn.
The 2 monkeys are working against
I
him.
gotta get rid of these 2.
Are you sure about that?
25
It's all
seconds
of them.
remaining. Just act like there's 1.
Yeah, don't get sidetracked.
Oh. 10 seconds remaining.
Oh.
Okay. See if you can grab one.
I'm like nervous for you right now.
One.
Oh,
Time.
oh gosh.
So that was 4 monkeys. 4 monkeys.
Better than,
It's hard.
It's better than Latin Train
Mom.
Trio.
So you know what? That was a tough one because you really got stuck in that situation with those 2 monkeys. It really does make it difficult.
Yeah.
You're so nice, Scott.
That's tough.
So difficult.
Well, you know, I mean, it's not an easy.
I have faith in Jenna.
Jenna, come on, come through for us.
Oh gosh.
So we're setting up the cameras. We're getting the monkeys back
Shake it up a bit.
into the thing.
You know, a little shake, shake.
Yeah.
Where did you put your mic when
Oh yeah, there we
Shove it
go.
off to the side.
On the
Yeah.
side.
Oh, that's your camera.
Oh yeah, no worries.
All right,
Stretch, girl. Stretch.
they're giving it a shake. I'm not sure how that sounds to people watching this, but
ASMR.
enjoy,
Yeah.
enjoy. All right, Jenna, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Put the barrel down.
Don't touch it.
I see you.
All right, the timer is set. We will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is this?
Oh no, I know what she's doing.
She's got strategy in the
Strategy.
pour.
Oh.
Amazing. We've never seen this before. 10 seconds have elapsed.
She's done this before.
Oh, she's trying a
Just
drag
lost it.
method.
Oh.
Oh no!
2 monkeys have fallen under the table.
My method.
Death.
You might lose to Latin Train.
She's now hooking the side of the table. An interesting plan. 30 seconds have elapsed.
The monkeys are not on the floor.
Are you drunk?
An interesting strategy. We'll see if it pays off for her in the end. Oh my
There's
goodness.
more monkeys on the floor than there are on the
Currently. Okay. All right.
one row.
Okay. Okay. 5,
You got this. You got
4,
this.
3.
Oh!
So the total is
It's 3.
3 monkeys.
It's 3. We saw it.
3 monkeys.
Oh, come on. There's 4 there.
Well, I mean, I gotta say that was amazing to behold.
I mean, there's
Well done,
also
Jenna.
4 monkeys on the floor, so
Oh, are we on some?
it's on your foot.
Okay.
That was
Oh, okay, got it.
incredible.
Thank you. It's all in the technique. Trust me.
That-
It takes practice.
That pour.
Yeah, that was.
Wow.
That was
Push the camera.
unprecedented.
I made it look
Jenna.
like I knew what I was doing, right?
Yeah.
I was like,
That initial pour, yeah, that's the thing. I was like, oh wow, she's.
yeah.
I mean, you know, and you know what? It was interesting.
Thank you.
So what was the total? 3 there?
Yeah.
All right.
She says
We
4, I
get 3, 4, 5.
Still beat Greg.
3, 4, 5.
Still beat Latin
You
Train
still
Trio.
beat the Latin. That is true. Let's remind everybody of the standings as they are now. So that means JP is tied with Blue Opaline, and then we
You
have
did the best here, yo. Nice.
and then Nick and Jenna are sitting in a respectable above last. So hey,
Appreciate it.
not
I like
bad,
that.
not bad.
Above that.
So what did you guys think of it? How did you guys find it? I think have you guys ever played this game before?
No,
or
I've only ever seen this in Toy Story, I think. So.
oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, down the window.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's I mean, it's a lot of pressure gets added when there's a timer
Right.
on it, right?
Mhm.
Right.
So and again, like I said, all of you had it. It was your first time doing it, so
No, JP's.
No,
Mike?
JP's a pro, right?
Mm,
JP said he's played it before.
I have,
So I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
this is not his first time. That's why he got higher than both of
I,
them.
true.
I definitely respect the pour though. That was like
yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Unprecedented.
I thought I was
Mhm.
going somewhere with that, and
There
Did not
was
happen.
there was more monkeys on the floor.
there
than
was.
Yeah, there was you were doing like a sliding thing
She was
that
She
I
had a
think
new
actually
technique.
you know what, I understand the strategy because the idea is like it's kind of like dragging like when you're what's an example of when you drag along the ground?
Like a
you're
rake?
picking
Like
up,
mopping
like
or
raking,
like,
a rake, or
She's trying to rake the
So
monkeys.
you're going along and you think it'll latch on. They'll latch on.
They did not latch.
But the monkeys. But it might have happened.
Were you like purposely having them on the edge so that
I was trying to push
See,
them to
I
the
knew
edge.
that.
Yeah.
It wasn't that she was trying to take them off the table, but she was just trying to get them like that.
Yeah,
so
it
that-
gives you an
It's like
extra
go
grab.
boom,
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, that's interesting. And there's no specific. There's no
Is that against the rules?
We didn't give her rules.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's like when baseball was like first invented. Some pitchers would do stuff like they'll have an onion in their glove, right? And then they'll like throw an onion, right?
That's amazing.
And so because there was no rule against having an onion because no one had ever thought of it, so they made the rule
That's fair.
afterwards.
Oh my god.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you're kind of pioneering a new strategy.
Ask for
that-
forgiveness
You know,
afterwards.
now I don't know if we necessarily need to like update the rule book because it didn't necessarily
it was not effective.
pay off.
No.
But it was interesting. You know what? Being an innovator,
Kudos to you.
Thank you.
an innovator is important.
You can add that to your resume, Jenna. Innovator.
Add it to your
Your
reel.
new bio. The
Barrel
next
of
time
monkey
you're
innovator.
here, yeah, we'll add it to her bio.
Yes. That was fun.
It was fun.
Let's I guess we're getting near probably the end of the show. Do you think?
I guess.
But I think we should recuperate. That's not the right word. We should recap.
We should recuperate from what just
recuperate
happened.
from what we just saw. Where once again, let people know your social media, where people can find you, because I know you've got a lot coming down the pipeline. So where can people find you to keep in touch and keep track of what you guys are up to?
And to get followers.
Yeah, sure. So my Instagram is probably the best place to reach me right now, or see any of my work, which is just at Nick Dragas. NickDragasFilm.com is my website, and Vimeo/Nick Dragas is also where all my work lives.
You've got a .com as well.
Yeah, NickDragasFilm.com.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's new and it's up and running. So
Nice.
yeah,
Fancy.
so check it out.
Awesome.
So jpsunga.com, jpsunga.com. Yeah, that's I've got all the other socials connected there, so you can link off that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yep, but mine's just my Instagram. I'm on there the most. It's Jenna _ my last name, Gagliardi.
How do you spell that?
Yeah, good question. It's Gagliardi.
There you go.
And you said it really well.
Oh,
I
I
was
did?
like, yes. Very good.
I try.
Wow.
Regine, where can people find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I don't really use Twitter. I only retweet what he does. So, Instagram or Facebook at It's Regina Alaina, as you see down below. Or if you'd like to follow my pageant journey, you can follow Ms. That's MS Galaxy Canada. Where can they find you, Scott?
You can find me right here, right where you're watching this, which is on YouTube. Now, when the show is live, it's also on DLive and Twitch. But right now, you can watch it right here on YouTube. Find me on YouTube. I have the most fun there. I try to post videos as regularly as I
He likes to enhance
can
your
produce them.
lives.
Enhance.
Zoom.
Exactly. Pushing on that spot. So follow me there. You can find me like it's right here on Twitter and Insta, but these are really more satellites for my YouTube channel. YouTube is where I have the most fun. And also, of course, you can also listen, if you want to, in the car. You can listen to this show on Spotify as well. So you can listen to it there. So that's great.
Yeah.
And we want to thank you guys all for tuning in and watching the show.
We know our usuals are here.
Yeah.
Liz, Katie, Mr. and Mrs. Brown.
Greg,
you chose Nelson. Let's just put it out there.
That's right. That's what you chose. You win as a team, you lose as a team.
They didn't
That's the way it goes.
lose. What if
Well-
someone just gets one? There's still hope for them. the way Jenna was going, I was worried.
I could have been that little glimpse of hope.
There was a moment where I was like, is she
I
gonna
know,
have,
I was like,
is she gonna have two? And then I was like, wait a minute, is she gonna have one? Are we gonna see one monkey?
Is she gonna have any monkey?
But she managed to grab that third one in the final seconds. But it was very exciting to watch. Actually, I enjoyed it. It was entertaining, which is
That's what matters.
yeah.
that's why we're here. That's why we're here. Right? What was I gonna say? Anything else? Probably not. I can't remember. I thought I was gonna say something,
I don't
but
know.
all I'll say is this. thank you all for tuning in. And thank you guys all for being here today.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Yeah, thank you for
We're
having
excited
us.
to see
Great
what
show.
projects you guys come up with.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks.
thank you.
Remember, we're holding you all accountable. You guys threw things out there to YouTube. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
and
They will
this
be
is in the
waiting.
past, so now in the future.
That's right.
Yeah.
And to present Scott, don't forget the sunscreen.
Yeah, present me. You better not be baking right now.
Better not. This
Yeah.
is better
You
not.
notice I have to reapply. Yeah, I went on vacation
Side
and then
note.
we were supposed to perform
MC
at an
perform,
event
yeah.
right when I got back.
Yeah.
2
And I-
years ago.
Yeah, that's right. It was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
now. So I did put sunscreen on, but I guess it washed off my nose.
Oh, no.
Like, so I come back and my nose was
His
just my nose.
His nose
was
was
bright
the
red.
color of a
Yeah.
monkey. It was the color of
Yeah.
a monkey.
Oh no.
And it was just luckily your mom, who was a makeup artist.
Beautified by
Nice.
Romina.
Yeah. In fact, since we mentioned her, because we haven't mentioned her as much actually, but since we just mentioned her, let's throw her up there too. Where is it? There. She, right there, beautified by Romina, was able to make my face into a human face again. So that was cool.
So you weren't Rudolph?
I
anymore?
wasn't Rudolph.
Okay.
It's funny because I didn't think it was that bad. Like when I got there, I remember you were even like, "Oh, Scott, do you need makeup?" And I was like, "Ah, nah."
No. My first words to you was, Scott, I told you to put sunscreen on.
I was like, I did.
It's like, it's not obvious.
Was it enough? But then I started seeing. In fact, I can't remember where. Did we go? I think I either saw a picture. Maybe somebody took a picture of
My
me.
mom forced you to put makeup on.
Yeah. Well,
My
it was a
mom's
good
like,
call.
no, come here, let's fix this.
It was a good call. If you saw the before and after, it was like I practically look like a different person.
You look normal.
Anyway, yeah. So future me, reapply the makeup,
Sunscreen on.
and I will be back next week live. We'll be back live, and that'll be fun. We hope you'll join us. And I guess that's all she wrote, isn't it?
It is. We will see you guys next week. Scott, enjoy your trip.
Yeah.
This is so
and then,
weird.
And then in the chat, I'm writing thank you. I'm hoping I'm writing thank you right now.
You're like, my nose is burnt.
Yeah. But guys, thank you. Thanks again for being
Thanks
here.
for
Thank
coming.
you.
so much.
Thank you
for
guys.
having us.
And bye everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. We will see you all
In the present future. Does that make sense?
in the present.
In the present future.
I mean, kind of makes.
I like this cross-cutting going
Yeah.
on.
Can we do like a different pose every time he cuts? Like,
Okay, ready?
Okay, go.
Oh wait, I'm getting the transition. It worked. It kind of worked. Kind of worked.
It's okay.
And with that, we say
And with that-
goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, that was amazing.
That was awesome.